Hello, hello. We have some more additional updates inside of the course builder in high level. So I'm going to walk through basically a first look of what the new theme builder looks like and all the different options. And I actually have a course that needs to be made not ugly. So we'll go through it live. I'll kind of explore the options with you, explain what everything does. So in any course, you're just going to hit the three dots and hit edit details. And then we'll come up here to customize, and you'll see right off the bat it looks a little different. So you can always preview your current theme. Again, this one is a little ugly because it's not one that we've designed. So we have this one. You can also browse the different templates. So they do offer a few different templates. And I want you to take a second to actually look at these because the core thing that is different is going to be the layout. So you can use the preview option. So in this option, you just kind of have the start course, and then this is kind of the way this looks. We can go back, and then you of course have kind of progress here, and then all the different modules, submodules, lessons, etc. These ones are going to look a bit different, as you'll see. So this has just kind of a different vibe to it, where you can click through in this direction and it's going to give you a preview of kind of everything inside. And then when you click, it's going to look pretty similar to the last one, if it ever decides to load. So again, very similar, except it's going to have your kind of navigation built out like this, instructor information on the bottom. Okay, and then let's look at I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Okay, so this one is probably one of my favorites because it does have everything here that you kind of, whoops, I went ahead and clicked into that you can kind of toggle to expand and not. And then it's going to have a very simple kind of interface here, a video description instructor. And then we have one more template to go, and this will show you what your course specifically is going to look like in that theme. So just keep that in mind. And then you have this one, which is similar, except it's going to have more like a list option here. I think I prefer the other one actually. Okay. So those are your templates. So you always have the option you can make your own template. We don't have any right now. So we're going to go ahead and start off. I always recommend starting off with one of these just because it is kind of the easiest. So we're going to switch over to this one and then just hit use template. I do recommend actually hitting activate after you customize the template, but I skipped ahead a little bit, so don't do what I did. All right, I'm going to bring this up here. Okay, and this looks kind of the same. Yep, this is very similar, but we're going to go through it anyway. So we're just going to go ahead and set the primary colors first. That's generally what I like to do. F87575. I don't know which color that is. Yeah, I thought it was pink. Okay, and then save changes. Where did that apply? Oh, it's going to reload. Sorry, this looks like it's going to be a couple minutes to actually... I wanted this to be quick. I'm so sorry. It looks like it's going to take a little longer because it's been pretty stinking slow. I'm going to pause. Oh, and of course, there it is. Okay, so now you can see we had some core items change into that nice peachy pink. So that is one. And essentially what I do here, it is a little tough to know what option in the editing panel goes to what you're actually seeing in the course view because it's not super, it doesn't say like, hey, this is a primary color and this is a secondary color or any of these things. So you kind of just have to play with it a little bit. It can be frustrating. I urge you to just take a breath, see what's going on. You're going to know immediately if you change the background. So I will say lesson body and background is going to be this stuff right here. So I wouldn't recommend updating that too much. So really the only other thing that I want to change, so the mark is complete, that actually looks fine, is this navigation. maybe because it's really stinking light. So I kind of still want it to be like a limey green. I just want it to be more readable. We'll test that one out. Okay, that's better. And then progress color. So CBFF, I don't actually remember which color this is. That's lime. Okay. I only really remember these two color codes, so we're just going to use them a good bit in here. The instructor information looks all good. And then the only other thing that I want to kind of change, let me move, is the video player. Let's take a look at where that could be. Button, button, button. I don't actually see that, so maybe we can't change that. It doesn't look like it. So, okay, we made some changes. This read as though it was updated, but it looks almost the same. So really not a whole lot of updates here. So once that is done, I'm going to just go ahead and save the theme. And then we're going to actually put it through, and you do have to apply it for it to take into your courses. Okay, well that took it a couple times. So now you can see when I actually go in and look at this specific product, it is going to look a lot different and be a lot more organized than what it was before, because in this format, so I do recommend kind of playing with your formats per courses just so you can kind of see, hey, this is what it's going to look like. Especially like this one, we normally don't have that much content, but because of what this is, it had to be broken out that way. And so different structures of different programs are going to look completely different in basically different themes. So I highly recommend you go through and go ahead and actually work through those. Let me, fetching post status. Okay, that's being goofy. Oh, next lesson. I see where that blue came in, and I'm okay with that. That's nothing crazy. I'm not super stressed. But go ahead, play with customizing your themes and testing out different course styles with different themes. It's going to make all the difference in how your customers can essentially navigate your content. And I think you'll see that certain themes are going to be much easier to actually work through and complete for them, and you'll have less customer support questions. Also, it just looks better. So take a little bit of time, make sure you're customizing your courses, and as always, let us know if you have any questions.